Ooh, I hope you've all recovered from part 1. Yeah, a bit swearing. This is part 2. It's even more sweary. Yeah, managed to get out on the bike. Well, you'll see. But what I didn't know was that part way through, luckily for you lot, the memory card ran out, which I didn't know because I can't see the screen or anything when I'm filming, so I have no idea. So the actual ride was at least twice as long as what you're going to see. I'm probably not going to edit any of it. But yes, it's sweary, and yes, it's ranty, especially about these morons panic buying fuel. Just enjoy it. Ta-da. Thanks for watching.
Way. That's very observant of you. I've got no idea what you're seeing. You're probably only seeing the clocks and the screen because the GoPro mount fell off the other day, so I'm using one of these silly cheap, prepare for innuendo, strap-on mounts, and as far as I'm aware all you can see is probably the clocks and not a lot of the road, so I do apologise. Get over then, wanker. Place where I normally fill up the BP, which is usually, there's nobody there usually, probably one other person at the pumps, and if anybody knows the garage, they know it's situated on a junction, basically a traffic lighted junction, queuing out onto the road. Fucking wankers. They've already been told, you know, by people who know a fuck sight more than them, that there is no fuel shortage, but like fucking sheep they're there getting the last drop they possibly can, and they're all fucking great Range Rovers and shit, all yummy mummies that must get Tabitha and Oliver to school so they can lie around the rest of the day and fuck the milkman and eat Thornton's chocolate. You know, there are a couple of workmen's vans there, and to be fair, they have every right to the fuel, as does everybody else. But you know, if you're a jobbing chap, need a van to get about or something like that, then fair enough, they should be given priority at the pumps. Actually, I'll tell you what, I could volunteer my services. I could actually stand at the pumps with a shotgun, and anybody that turns up in a, you know, like a bottle bleached bottle fucking blonde in a Range Rover or something turns up, when she's already got 3/4 of a fucking tank because she never goes anywhere apart from the fucking nail salon, whatever you fucking call them, just shoot them in the fucking face, do society a favour. And then we can eat the bodies. Fucking hell, actually I've seen half of them, you wouldn't eat them if they were alive, if you know what I mean. Lovely. So it seems the idiocy continues into Saturday, and I had this urge last night, I had this pining urge, and if you don't own a nice car or you own a motorcycle, you get this urge every now and again where you need to burn a couple of tanks off. Just get your head straight, just get out. Otherwise it's a weekend of, you know, if you've got young kids, you've got to sit there and put up with young kids, or whatever shit you got to deal with, and instead you can be out on the road. But I'll tell you what, while these fuck muppets are about, there's already been stand-up fights at petrol pumps. Can you fucking believe that? Right, we are by default one of the richest countries in the world, you know. In a global scale, we're not that bad. These are seriously first world problems, and forget all your political shit. Every time something happens in this country, like a snowflake falls in London, if you read the papers or put the fucking BBC on, you'd think people were like 3 hours away from eating their own fucking kids because the situation was that bad. Literally one tiny area of the UK, one tiny area. They've got a couple of tanker drivers off with a fucking shit or something like that. But no, now it's a countrywide fucking pandemic. The mentality of these people, some of which probably have really responsible jobs, that's a scary fucking thing. You know, the people that are unemployed or they're still working from home or they're isolated, they ain't going to give a fuck, they're not using the vehicles. But for everybody else, like I say, it's the fucking yummy mummy brigade. Footwits. Well, I said before, I bet these people have still got 500 bog rolls from the fucking toilet roll gate or whatever they decided to call it in the end. Fuck it, I think you'd be doing society a favour if we executed every fucking single one of them. I did get up this morning with the plan of riding to the coast, just go and see the sea. I'm still about 100 mile away from the sea. I've not been riding that long actually. Bike's sort of only just up to temp. But I just thought, oh yeah, I'll swing by the petrol station because everyone would have calmed down. Everybody would have seen sense. No, that is the busiest I have ever seen that petrol station in 30 years. That's not an exaggeration. It wasn't even that bad when we had genuine fuel shortages, you know, remember years ago, which, you know, I did alright out of actually. I was running a Jag XJ6 at the time, the Jag. And if you can remember, a lot of places they were limiting you to £20 worth of fuel, whether that be petrol or diesel. And I pulled up on the forecourt, and I know the guy that ran the garage. And there was Roger the rep from Romford behind me in his brand new Audi and all this lot. And I was in the red on this Jag. You know, there was no way I was getting to work the next day. Anyway, I pulls up and Stuart in the garage, he's sort of like gave us a little nod through the window. He goes, I'm going to put you 50 quid in. I went, alright mate, thanks very much, but you know, appreciated. And anyway, I emptied the pump. That 50 quid basically ran that pump out of unlead. And of course he tells Roger the rep, I pays him, thanks very much Stuart. Starts to pull away, and then this rep is telling this rep, sorry mate, we've just run out of fuel. And it's like, and you could obviously see what amount went into my Jag. And it's gone, you've just given him £50 and all this lot, impotent fucking rage. And Stuart just turned round and he went, he's in a fucking Jag, mate. 20 quid won't get him off the fucking forecourt. So, you know, like I did with Jeremy Clarkson's smug face as I drove past the garage. Yes, quite entertaining that. And believe it or not, 50 quid in that Jag did not last all week. But fortunately, midweek they sort of got everything sorted out and we were sort of back to some normality again. But that was a while ago. I mean, I'm probably talking 10 years ago when I had this Jag. I don't know, maybe slightly less. But it's like the idiocy and selfishness of some people just shone through like it did in lockdown. It's astonishing how quick people change, especially when there's a non-existent fucking crisis in the first place. Like this fuel shortage is not, there is no fucking shortage. I talked to a tanker driver yesterday and he said the fuel boats were still coming into the docks. I think they go to Plymouth. He He says the boats are still arriving. There's like a couple a day that arrive. The holding tanks there are full. They have drivers. It's just BP suffering a little blip, but because our glorious British fuckwit media are sensationalist, shit-stirring, lying through the teeth, third political party fucking broadcasters have took it upon themselves that it's just like if a single like I say, if a single snowflake falls in London, apparently we're eating children and all that lot. You know, absolute fuckwits. They do anything. There's obviously fuck all going on in the world that they won't benefit from, because otherwise they wouldn't be reporting on it. But we're now in Lutterworth MOT Centre down there. If you watch Doghouse Customs, that's where he goes, where old Craigie boy goes, and they're a great bunch of lads. They are really good. They don't do repairs, so financially they've got absolutely nothing to gain by failing your car, unlike some garages, which we all know. Right, oh yeah, it's like when you go to one of these branded tyre and exhaust outlets, you know, there's nobody in that MOT centre sticking screwdrivers through exhausts or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? My friend actually got the sack from a let's call it a chain exhaust and tyre fitter, because in his manager's words, he was not creating enough work. Look at these fucking morons fucking queuing. Unbelievable. This is gonna if it carries on like this is gonna be a fucking short ride. I know I've got approximately half a tank, but my fuel gauge is a lying bastard. My fuel gauge, I'm nearly on the red, and I know I'm not. That's a good little garage. Oh, I'm going to go in there. Fuck it. See, they're queuing now. I'm not going to bother. Not going to bother. The world's full of fucking idiots. I may as well go home, sit in my pants. You know, hopefully find a picture of Kylie Minogue and her sister in a bath of custard and just have a rage wank. Anyway, shout outs. I've got to give Mr. Craig Dewey a sound out. That's right, he's just choked on his coffee. Actually, if I was in his position, I'd be having something a bit stronger than coffee, mate. Fucking hell. He's down with the COVID. He's got the COVID. And he says it's the first time his wife's ever fucking given him anything. So, you know, technically that's a spare room offence to say that. So, sort of get where you're coming from there. My other half, Mrs. Shed, is exceptionally generous. She's also exceptionally thoughtful. If she's under the weather or there's a bug going round at her works or anything like that, she won't come anywhere near us. You know, which is alright. If I'm not ill, I won't go anywhere near them either. Works both ways. The Whittle roundabout there, I don't know whether you saw the aeroplane. Stamford Hall is up here. Well, I say up here, it's a few miles from here. Where they have the is it Founders Day, when they have all the really early motorbikes and all that lot. I missed it again this year. I didn't know it was on until it had actually been on, because I'd basically written this year off as far as events and stuff like that was. I thought, well, you may as well fucking knock this one on the head. So yeah, so I missed that, and I should have gone, because new Royal Enfields were there, and I would have liked to have had a sit on one of them that I haven't rode yet. They've got a new Classic 350 out, and if it uses the same engine as the Meteor, it'll be a little peach. Really well. I love the styling to the Classics anyway, because my dad would recognise that as a proper motorcycle. My dad didn't speak like that, but you know, for comedic effect he did. But it's obviously at the front of this video I had a rant about reality TV, and I was half tempted to do sort of like a 5-minute section of You know, like how they film the Guy Martin stuff and the Eddie Stobbart stuff, if you watch that. It's like, for example, it's like, it's 5:30 in the morning and Guy's putting on the kettle. If the water doesn't boil, he can't have his tea. The rest of the day will be ruined. Shit like that, you know, false drama, which is all fucking TV is. Every single programme now, even fucking vets programmes, you know, a vet. Right, this is not a person that's done 24 hours training and then he's sticking knives into dogs, you know, or doctors or anything like that. It's fucking years. They know what they're fucking doing. But it's like, if you listen to these bloody programmes, you'd think they'd literally just fell out of school an hour ago and this is the first thing they're bloody doing. It's mad. Guy can't get the garage door open, he won't be able to go to work. And that will spell disaster. And if you don't fuck off in your Audi, mate, I'm going to punch you in the fucking head. Yeah, he's just noticed I've got a camera on the front of the fucking helmet. He's backed off because he's a fucking arsehole. I don't like tailgating at the best of times, but when I'm on a motorbike, my mate got knocked off a test bike the other week because of some fucking prick up his arse. Threw him over the handlebars. Fortunately, he's okay. But, you know, I think a trade plate and shit like that must give it away that it's a bit special. But if fucking donkey arse there in his fucking shitbox Audi, it's amazing, that is, the effect of a fucking camera. I mean, if you see like a dash cam in the, like in the car in front, you sort of give them the distance you should be giving them anyway. But it's like, it's amazing. I've just literally just looked at him. Yeah, you fucking wanker. And he's just backed right off. Look, here we go, another petrol station. Everybody's fucking queuing. What a bunch of fucking wankers. You fucking bunch of wankers. That's 3 petrol stations now, all fucking queuing because they haven't got fucking brains in their heads. They are going to cause a fuel shortage by fucking doing what they're doing. Let's say, for argument, you run a garage and you have, yeah, 1 tanker a week or 2 tankers a week, right? They're now going to have 3 or 4 to make up the shortfall. I used to work there. To make up the shortfall for these fucking arseholes. Sorry about my swearing, but it's the mentality of these people. Just, Jesus Christ, I just want to throw hand grenades at them. And they're probably really nice people. Oh, they just turn into fucking morons. I mean, fortunately, I've got enough fuel in the car to sort of last me at least midweek. It might even do the week. But it's like, Jesus. And it's not like I think ahead. I get paid midweek, so that's generally when I chuck my fuel in. So it's, you know, and I just put in what I can afford. I'm not, these cunts. There was, my uncle went past the garage the other day, and one of the cunts, he was filled his car up and he got like 6 jerry cans out the back. Fucking 6! And it's like, how many lawnmowers have you fucking got, mate? I do not understand. It's just, you shake your head sometimes, don't you? People acting like fucking toddlers who are trying to get the last bit of food out of the bowl. Ah, I fucking hate them. I tell you what, sometimes I want to live on an island away from fucking people with Mrs. Shed, earning the shop dog. I want a nice hangar, step kids, and just not have to fucking put up with anybody. Although, you know, as a bloke, as a caveat, I would have to have a bolt hole, like a safe room in the hangar where I can just lock myself away with the internet and the tube of Pringles. and a pot noodle. You know, kettle, microwave. That's me sorted, thanks very much. And I think a lot of blokes are like that, to be honest. I feel sorry for these henpecked fuckers that you see, whose wives have obviously picked the clothes. You guarantee there'll be beige chinos and a Pringles sweater. Either that or he's a golf wanker. What a way to ruin a walk. My brother-in-law's well into his golf. He's alright, I can tolerate my brother-in-law. I love my brother-in-law to bits. But it's like when you walk around somewhere, isn't it? You go to a little cafe somewhere, a tea room, a garden centre, whatever. They're basically what I call death magnets, because it's the only places you visit when you're old. And you know whose wives have dressed them. Or basically, I've laid your clothes out for you today, John. I think it could look nice in your blue and yellow Pringles sweater. And all the time, poor old John's having suicidal thoughts about arse raping her sister. Men, at the end of the day, do not take too long to descend into Neanderthalism. If that's even a word, it is now. I've just made it up. Copyright me. It doesn't take long. A couple of weeks and a man will go feral. Oh, look, Irish Wolfhound. He's beautiful. There's another sign for Stamford Hall. I don't know what village this is, don't really care. But I know I'm heading for Kilworth, which is out on the Market Harbour Lutterworth Road. I was going to head for the coast, but to be quite honest, I refuse to queue for fuel. I don't mind if there's like a car in front of me. Don't mind. Because by the time you've shut your car off, sorted your immensely fat wallet out, yeah, that ain't happening, and stuff like that, they're ready to move on, you're ready to get your fuel. It's one of them. This tanker driver I was talking to, yes, yeah, bastard. Oh, Jesus, that was a good bump in the road. I never saw them. I hope they don't show up on fucking video. Jesus, that's what's woke me knackers up. Woo! Making my eyes water, that is. And he said, I don't know where he came from, but he says on the way to where I spoke to him, like, he even had some moron step out of the pavement and flag him down because he was walking to the garage with a fucking jerry can. Can I have a bit, mate? Like, fuck planet are these cunts on? Yes, I used the C word because a lot of people hate it, but do you know what? In some circumstances, look how polished this road is. Jesus. Mind you, this road gets an immense amount of farm traffic. We're in the middle of farmland at the end of the day. And, you know, chippings and stuff around heavy vehicles, they do not last. Look, using milk cows. Hello. I do like cows. When I was 14, I worked on a farm. Well, I say worked, tried to do as little as possible, and I've tried to carry on that tradition. But it's sometimes when they give birth, they get ill and they get like really weak, lethargic, and it's very dangerous. They can die. They basically can't get up to feed themselves and stuff. And in the wild, I know they're a domesticated animal, but in the wild they would starve. It would be natural selection. They'd starve, die, the predators would come in, have a good meal for a couple of days, and that'd be it. And it was but you used to have to hand feed the cows. They used to have medicine in a bucket and stuff like that. You used to mix it with the food, so you used to sit next to the cow, which is a ginormous thing. You know, a recently pregnant heifer, especially if it's a Frisian or a Charolais Shorthorn, what these were, they are big, and I bet they weigh something in the region of probably 300 kilos plus. And it was so I did that. I used to sit by the cows and basically hand feed them in a bucket, and you could see in their eyes, cows have got the most beautiful eyes. It's, you know, like the dark and all this, like a bit like a shark's eye, but there's actually a bit of feeling behind it. You can you can see there's a sentient animal behind those eyes that is grateful for what you're doing, and they remember you. You know, if they see you in the field and see you approaching the gates or something like that, they'll be one of the first to come up and see you. And you know, so I get the whole vegan thing, and you know what they call it, meat is cheating and all that lot. Unfortunately, I love meat, and to be quite honest, if that cow got slaughtered the week afterwards and I was eating it in a beef burger, I wouldn't really give a fuck, to be honest, because if we weren't gaining something from that animal, i.e. a product, as human beings we would not let it live. That's just human nature. We let wildlife live because wildlife is wildlife, but domesticated animals are there for us, not anything else. He slowed down for me, and a lovely bloke. I haven't been down this road for ages. This used to be the place where I said, oh, I used to work there. That's Redland at Showell. Well, Redland, it's now Lafarge. It's been Lafarge for years, but it was Redland roof tiles. And that was my first trucking job, and I really enjoyed that. Couldn't stand one of the brothers though, he was a cunt. But the rest of the family, absolutely golden. But it's like, yeah, so we used to pull out of there, and this used to be one of the cut-throughs. When I was in a van and like a 7.5 tonner, this is one of the cut-throughs we used to get through to like Market Harbour, because there's, I think it's only something like, I don't know whether there is a weight limit on this road, because I don't have to pay attention to weight limits anymore. Even though I'm a fat bastard, I don't have to pay attention to weight limits, which is great. You know, I can look at a bridge now and go, you're all right, fatty, you can get over that. This is North Kilworth. It's North Kilworth and South Kilworth. If any of you follow classic cars and all that lot, I think it's, I can't remember whether it was North or South Kilworth, where that very rare Jensen was at the side of the road rotting, and I know that it'd been there, it got to be 30 years, probably a little less, but it got to be 30 years, and it was in very good condition when it was first parked up, and of course it just dilapidated into absolutely nothing. And obviously, you know the story of it, it got rescued, but it took years. I mean, my mate used to knock on his door every other week going, are you flogging that because I can do something with it, when it was still in a very much more salvageable condition. And he's like, no, I'm going to fix it, no, I'm going to fix it, and he never would sell it. Well, in the end he's obviously sold it, but it basically went to shit. It went to absolute donkey bollock shit. Right, so what's this then? Hand car wash? Fuck me, there's no one at the pumps here. They are running out. I'm going to try in here actually. What have we got here? Don't do a mark, remember your side stand. fuck my boots, that was an experience. So, found a garage which wasn't full of idiots. But, you know, I've had to fill up on super, and I don't mind that. Petrol's petrol as far as I'm concerned. Not worried about this E10 shit. Ain't worried about that at all. Basically because fuel doesn't stay in my bikes long enough to cause any problems. Fuel will, as we all know, especially if you're running carby tinkles, you leave fuel in a bike, especially like over winter or something like that, it will start to cause damage. It will gum up and shit like that. Oh look, I'm in a bug stock Renault and I'm faster than you. I have to accelerate to 60 miles an hour as soon as I'm on limit. You're a bellend, that's what you are. Fucking bellend. Do you think you could honestly outrun this bike if I was in the mind to fucking conk it? You're a fucking arsehole. Jesus, I am surrounded by arseholes today. I think the best thing to do is actually, I'm going to take a long way home, but I'm going home. I was going to go to the coast, but where I was thinking of heading, filling stations are actually few and far between. When I say few and far between, you're probably talking, unless you know your local ones, you're probably talking 20 to 30 miles between each one. And chances are, the look I'm having today, I'm going to get to where I want to see the sea, which from where I live, the nearest beach is 100, pretty much smack on 100 miles. What's the betting I can't get fuel when I'm there because we're populated all of a sudden. We've been took over by this alien culture of absolute fuckwits. I did give Craig a shout out, didn't I? Didn't I? Mr. Dewey! Yeah, I did. I can remember that. Anyway, says he's not worried about the fuel crisis because he's confined to barracks, which is fair enough. But I'll give my old mate Rob a mention as well, Mr. Asher. He's got his own channel. You'll see him comment on my crap. I don't know what he goes under YouTube. I think it's something like Riggs Jr. But he's got, which is unusual for the United States of America, he's got a BMW R75 and he's got a a K75 and a K100, which he's managed to source and he's rebuilding, and he's not used to European motorcycles or Japanese. So it's I think he's got a an older, like 1980s CB 700, because I think they had 700s for tax laws or something. They didn't get the 750. It was something to do with Harley Davidson, wasn't it? Where they said, right, any import motorcycle over a set CC will get this fucking astronomical import tax, so it made Harley Davidsons look more affordable. Just more government bullshit wrangling. Instead of, you know, you're supposed to live in the land of the free, yet you haven't got a free fucking choice of what you buy. But any countries like that, we're told from when we're very, very young that we over here in the West live in the free world. And I have my doubts sometimes, really do. But anyway, so if you see him comment on any of my videos, you'll see him comment on a lot of them. Go and check him out, you miserable pair of fucking BMW bell-end wankers. Not you, Rob. You ride a proper BMW, not these Ewan and Charlie fucking wannabes that do 30 mile at a weekend and then they tell all the mates in the office on Monday that they've literally crossed the fucking Alps and how stressful it was because they couldn't get a soya milk when they stopped. Cunts. I'm really on a rant today, ain't I? I don't apologise for it. I've got to get it out of my system. And unfortunately, you lot are going to have to put up with it. You can always turn it off. You can always turn it off. And that's what I tell people about the TV. Turn it off. Do you know the only radio station I actually listen to now, this is really going to make me sound so cool, is when I started driving for a living, I was told to listen to Radio 2, and I got quite a, because it had like literally the best traffic reports, old Sally Traffic and all that lot, and it was dead right, they did. But I also recognised 99.9% of the music on it, and it's getting to the point now where even like their breakfast shows and stuff like that are getting to be much like the old Radio 1 breakfast shows. They're just too fucking energetic. I don't want to be listening to some cunt in the hours in the morning going, "Hi, and how's your day going? And we're going to listen. We're going to be speaking to Barry from Cardiff on the phone shortly, and he's just had his anal warts removed. Yay! Well done, Gary, or Barry, or whatever the fuck your name is. Nobody cares. Die already." But it's like, I can't be doing with it. Just cannot be doing with it. It's almost like they're trying to dumb us down, and TV is definitely trying to dumb us down. Christ, I watched half an hour of TV the other day, and I actually barely remembered how to climb the stairs afterwards. In fact, I can't believe how condescending TV has got. I was watching the One Show. There was something on the One Show, and that not Irish, she's Welsh. That Welsh bird had come back for a day. Alex, whatever her name is. And it's like, so they've got a new presenter, he's a young black lad. So of course they're going down the BBC rhetoric of overcorrecting, because now nobody white or middle-aged can present on television. It's fucking illegal. You know, all the newsreaders, like most of the newsreaders, black or Asian. And literally a year before, a couple of years before, very rare that you saw that. So there were misrepresentation, you know the fucking word. There was less of them. And, you know, but correction's gone the other fucking way. It's like now we're supposed to listen to all women now, believe in me hashtag and bollocks like that. Yeah, alright, I'll do your deal. I'll go down the Bill Burr route. How's about we listen to 80% of them? Right? And then, yeah, what about the ones that are fucking psychos? And, you know, like, boil your pets and shit like that. Because, yeah, we've all known them. You know, we don't have to listen to them. They're full of shit. We're getting well off the subject here, boys and girls. Right, what I want you to do in the comments section, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because the world needs to know the Church of Shoestring Shed. And it is, I might go for an official religious organisation and do a tax fiddle. Oh dear, I don't know where my head's at this morning, but it ain't in a good place. It is not in a relaxed weekend place. Do you know that feeling where it's like you've got no free, hardly any free time at the week, you just want to wind down. But after work you want to wind down, or whatever you've been doing, you want to wind down, you just want to do nothing. And I mean nothing. Sit in your pants, play a bit of Xbox, I don't know, read a book, eat a pot noodle like it's manna from the gods, which of course it is. There'll be no argument there. Chicken and mushroom is mentioned in the Bible, I'm sure of it. But it's like, and especially as a bloke, I excel at doing nothing. I excel at it and I love it. Basically, I could go into hibernation around September and come out about April or May. That'd do me. I think we should hibernate. And I think you know how like animals like bears and stuff like that, they all fatten up before they hibernate. I think we should be able to, you know, like eat these idiots that are queuing for fuel, toilet paper hoarders. We should be able to eat them as a societal exercise. And you know, politicians, we should be able to fatten up on politicians, all of them from all parties, because I'm going to go with Billy Connolly on this. The desire to be a politician should preclude you from ever being one, and I agree with that 100%. The only politician I've actually had any respect for. It's only because I read a book. Yes, I read a whole book, and it didn't have pictures of spanners or tits in it. It was Tony Benn, and he seemed to be, and still seems to be, the only politician that has ever been in Parliament that was genuinely there for the good of the people and not for self-advancement.
Well, that's not good.